Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is MelissaJoyce and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to be doing a review of a product that I received in my December Boxycharm box, and that is this bronze ModelCo Bronzer. They have a shimmer and a matte, and this one is the shimmer. So this is the time of year when if you want to get some color on you, not that I'm a person who gets a tan a lot naturally, freckled people don't tend to do that, but you're really going to be going for the artificial kind of glow at this time of year because it is like 2 feet of snow outside and not a lot of sunlight during the day either. So we are going to talk a little bit about this company, about this product. I'm going to put it on as I have no bronzer on yet today, and also do some swatches of this against other bronzers that I own. So if that sounds good to you, keep on watching and let's start to talk about the company. I had not heard of ModelCo before receiving this, so it's always interesting to get to do a bit of research onto a company that you haven't heard of before, especially when it is one that has been around for a long time and has a fair bit of history and presence behind it. I don't know if that's the right word. There are a lot of companies that you get makeup from in subscription boxes, or you see that are companies that have just started. And ModelCo is different in that it has been around since, I believe, 2002. So I guess this would be its 50th anniversary this year. It is a company that is based out of Sydney, Australia, and it has quite a legacy. So the founder of this is a woman who worked with models. I believe she worked with a modeling agency, so she worked with all kinds of women who are models. And it talks about the first products they came up with that were really unique and innovative at the time, and some of them sounds like they still are. And what they try to do is come out with products that are innovative and dual purpose. They say they try not to follow trends, but they try to come up with things that women or men didn't even know that they needed until they saw them. So their first breakthrough product was a eyelash curler that also provided heat, and it talked about coming out with that and it's selling out right away. The next product that they talk about that was a runaway hit was their bronzer tanning spray, which sounds like it was the first aerosol airbrush self-tanner on the market. I am not a person who has used any self-tanner, but I thought most of them were aerosolized, so if they are the first one who came out with that, that is quite an achievement. They have all kinds of famous model spokespeople, Elle Macpherson, others that aren't coming to mind right now, but are names that I recognize. So they have a lot of presence behind their label, which made me feel better about this, because I have to admit, I don't want to say better, but when I first saw this, it didn't look like, it looks a little cheap in my opinion. This retails for $24 US, which is somewhat significant, especially if you're also going to be ordering it. But they seem like they have, as I said, a long history of understanding cosmetics. They also came out with a skincare line. They are completely cruelty-free through their entire process. They are PETA approved, which I think will be a pretty difficult approval to get. They also have a whole area you can click on if you are vegan, where it has all of the vegan products laid out right there, which makes it very easy to shop if you are a person who wants to buy a specific kind of product, which I appreciate. Speaking about this product, you do get a fair amount of product in there, and it is a big pan. As I said, there is a matte version of this. They look to be pretty much exactly the same tone, just this one has shimmer, but it is a very slight shimmer to it. So much so that I didn't really notice when I was using this. So let's do a little bit of swatching. It's going to be a little hard to show up, but I want to show you this compared to some of my other products. So let's start with the ModelCo, and it is very soft. It doesn't feel gritty in any way. I'm obviously putting that on quite thick, but that is the tone right there of the ModelCo. I do have to say, when I have been using this as a test for this video, it comes out a little orange on me, so I have to have a light hand when I'm using it. The one I will swatch it again, which is really orange for me, is this Smashbox bronzer from their contour kit. You can see which one of these I really like. I like the highlighter. I did when I first got it. This is one of my first highlight products. It's not really a highlight, it's not shimmering anyway, it's just a light powder. And I quite enjoy their contour powder, but this comes out quite orange. So that is the Smashbox one underneath, and now that I'm seeing this, you can see they're actually quite similar tones. I also bought this little e.l.f. blush and bronzing duo. This is really rough feeling. I have to admit I haven't really used this at all, and it does come out as being quite glittery shimmery, which is not really what I'm looking for. But it is a little bit more of a brown tone. I wish I could swatch this against my Temp 2 Shimmer Bronzer, which is a bronzer, a liquid one that I received in a Boxycharm box a number of months ago that I actually really loved. I can't seem to find it right now, but what I will do is link to that review at the end of this video. I also received in one of my Boxycharm subscriptions this blush and bronzer mini palette, and it has 2 bronze shades in it. There is one that is, it's hard to show up on camera, but it seems a little more ashy in color, and that is that one. The other one, which is really brown tone, and those are really pigmented, so it's another one where I really have to make sure that I'm not picking up too much. So because I am very fair, for me, bronze is something that I have to go really light-handed with. So I'm going to use this Sephora powder brush. I don't have a big brush, which would probably make doing bronzing a lot easier, but I will just pick up a little bit of the product, tap it off a little bit, and just start up my hairline. I did go a little overboard with the blush today. This is probably gonna look crazy since I'm doing it in my viewfinder. Wait a minute, I have a Smashbox mirror. I'm gonna use that to do the bronzer with. Okay, not so bad so far. Yeah, it's really pigmented, so you do have to have a light hand. And this is not the proper way to hold a brush, I apologize. So I'm trying to get sort of onto my cheekbones there where the sun would naturally hit. And just around my face a little. A little bit down. I'm gonna look tanned on my face. I should look a little, ooh. It seems to show up so much more in the viewfinder than it does like when I'm doing it and looking in the mirror. Because I'm suddenly looking very orange in the viewfinder. But I also turn naturally very pink on my chest, so that's part of it. There, suddenly looked a sun-kissed glow. And actually, I don't think it does turn too orange when I put it on. I just need to have a light touch with it. I think it's a nice product. Do I think that I would buy it? Because I always like to talk about the value. And once again, these products are hard when I have to think about them in terms of ordering them, because $24 and then you change that into Canadian money, it's gonna be like $30 or more, and then I would have to pay for shipping. So would I pay, you know, $30 for this? Probably not, because I could go to Sephora or to the drugstore and get a product for less. I could get a high-end product from Sephora for less than this. So I think if you have this in your local store, I think it's a nice tone. I think you get a lot of product. I think it's very subtle shimmer. There is no way that this looks like glittery or anything like that. I think it's a pretty product, but I don't necessarily think it's something I would go out of my way to buy. I'm also not an expert in bronzers. I think this went on nice and smooth. I think I just dug my nail into the side of the pan when I was closing it there. That's too bad. I think this was a great product to receive because All the other bronzers that I have, other than the Temp Dew one, which I quite enjoy, are a little bit more low end, so it's nice to get a quality bronzer, and I do think that this is quality, and I enjoyed finding out about the company. I think it looks like they make beautiful products. So sometimes the product itself is not necessarily something I am over the moon about. I think it does a fine job. I just don't think that bronzers, in my opinion, because I'm not somebody who uses them a lot, are unique enough that I'm going to go to the trouble of spending a lot of money and ordering it from Australia. They probably have a US base as well, just because that's not the kind of product that I would do that for. But this is a good bronzer. But part of what I enjoy about receiving this is then getting to learn a bit more about the company, because when I see this name from now on, I will know that's a really reputable company that has a lot of experience in making cosmetics and skincare and self-tanners and tanning products. So now that I look completely like I've just been in the sun all day, I'm going to get on with my day. I'm going to put a card up here for the Temp Dew Shimmer Bronzer, and if you would like to subscribe, you can click on the subscribe button, which is probably below me right now, or on my face at the end of this video, and you can also watch some of my other videos. One will be suggested for you at the end of this one. Thanks so much, and have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.